we'll start with
Pledge
the
allegiance.
Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And I do believe the first thing we're going to do is make a presentation.
Yes,
right?
we are.
Yes, let's do that first.
Yep.
Yep.
Marissa.
And so, yes, we're going to honor someone tonight.
So,
Actually, you the form. I'll hold it or something.
You go in front, like.
I meant to blow it up.
Oh, what?
but I didn't.
Yeah,
Okay.
You know, ladies.
That's what I was thinking too.
So you can send me the training for that.
You can see it.
we'll move.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, let's move this out of the way.
No.
No.
Nope.
Let's not have.
Yes.
We do not want to. Sorry.
Perfect.
That's okay.
Is it in? Or I gotta go further?
Still good.
Okay.
No, it's fine.
I'm moving it closer. Don't wanna hit any of the cords.
Oh, wait, where did it go? Okay.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna give it to you.
Okay.
So you
And
wanna
I
come over
would-
here? Okay,
Perfect.
so I'm gonna give this to Maggie because she's got better eyes than me and she's gonna read our proclamation. But before we do that, why don't we state what we're doing first? So,
Yeah,
And watch the
this is a proclamation of the Board of Supervisors of Buckingham Township, Bucks County.
yep,
Whereas the limits of Buckingham Township are not in its land, but in how those who reside and live here live their lives. And whereas our township's lifeline is as long and as strong as the lives of its residents, and whereas Marissa A. Ballou, a Buckingham resident and a proud member of the Girl Scouts of Eastern Pennsylvania, has become a part of the history of her community by her accomplishments, and whereas Marissa Ballou has brought pride to the Girl Scouts of Eastern Pennsylvania and to her community by earning the Girl Scout Gold Award, the highest award in Girl Scouting. Now therefore, the supervisors of the Township of Buckingham, County of Bucks, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, hereby enthusiastically acknowledge the contributions of this young woman. Whereas by the proclamation adopted this day, it is directed that the township's documents shall permanently record the following. Marissa A. Ballou of Buckingham Township did bring honor to herself and to the Township of Buckingham, in which she resides, by earning the Girl Scout Gold Award. And on this day, we recognize and salute her achievements. Adopted this 24th day of May, 2023. Congratulations.
great job.
So can you just tell us a little bit about what you did to get the Gold Award?
Yeah, so the Gold Award is an 80-hour community service project that you plan and implement yourself. The focus of my Gold Award was equitable education, and I started a club at CB East called Education for Everyone, where we collected supplies for underfunded schools in Philadelphia.
Fantastic.
That's
That
great.
was fantastic. Thank you so much.
And I was gonna say, 80 hours is a
lot.
lot of because I didn't know this, when I did work, I sit by the water cooler and talk, that's like 20 hours right there. That's not something you could have done, so that's really awesome.
Thank
And
you.
we really mean it when we say you did honor to Buckingham. We have we were chartered in 300 years ago, or 323 years ago in 1700. So there's a lot of history here, and now you're part of that history, and we really appreciate it.
So just what kind of things did you collect and pass on to the schools in Philadelphia?
So some of them we just did drives for. I would have like a bin in the front office of CB East, and people would donate pencils, and we also donated sanitary pads and granola bars. For one of the schools, we were actually able to collect Staples gift cards through the Key Club. We partnered with Key Club, And we were able to buy, I think it was 45 calculators for the Chester A. Arthur School.
Oh, well,
So a variety of supplies.
great,
That's
that
great.
is great.
And then who's here with you tonight?
My mom, my grandpa, and my grandma.
That's awesome.
Good job.
Yes, you got, and please come up and take some pictures too.
Yeah.
Come up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come be with her and we'll take your picture.
Oh, thank
Okay. Yeah, really.
Would be happy
Thank you. I
Thank you
appreciate
so
that.
much, thanks for coming.
Of course, thank you for having me.
Oh,
Take the
thank you so
picture.
much. We
Take
appreciate
a
it.
picture, all
Just
of us,
watch
and
here.
then we'll family.
Watch the cord.
Yeah, by the way, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank
by
you
the
so
way.
much.
Congratulations. So take some pictures and we'll take one with you.
Oh, with us? This is great.
Okay.
Got it? And then let's take all one. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have,
Thank you
Thank
so much.
you so
much.
And we'll send it.
Oh, thank you. This
Okay.
was really nice.
yeah,
with us?
let's
Yeah,
take,
sure.
let's take all one together.
Sure.
We'll get out.
No, you
did. Go ahead.
Are you kidding me? She wouldn't have done this without you. Jeez.
Okay, but you gotta squeeze. Right? Very nice, very nice.
I'm not laughing.
That's okay.
Yeah, we're all good. Right?
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
She worked very hard.
I know.
And she's doing so much in that school. She just has it in her.
Well,
It's a gift and she shares with
I hope
you.
one day you, I hope one day when you settle down, you know, Buckingham is an option. It's a wonderful township. My son's getting his Eagle Scout this fall, so.
Oh, yeah.
I-
And you know, today, I'm not saying it's a thing to the past, but you know, a lot of that was because they don't want to go long-term with any commitment. And the commitment, you know, later on, it's a life commitment when you live a good life, so this gives them a good start.
Yeah, my
Absolutely.
Girl
Yeah,
Scout troop went from like 20 to now we're down to 2 in my troop.
and my daughter
You know,
was
no
just
one
in
makes a
Girl Scouts,
commitment
too.
today
Both of my
anymore. It's
daughters.
so wonderful. Not many. Not many,
No,
but
they said
you know, life
5%.
has commitment.
And I'll tell you
Yeah.
something, my two daughters, we were in Girl Scouts, but my older daughter, who's not now, she's
Oh,
one
really?
with special needs.
wow.
It was wonderful, like,
This year, how
everybody
far
was
you go?
wonderful to her.
Mm-hmm.
They really was such a
Now
family.
they even have,
You
we're
know,
from
so
northern
it's
New
great.
Jersey. Oh, yeah, but one of our
Yeah, that's
families,
more.
they have, they adopted a
Make it to
boy,
Eagle
they
Scout,
had
they
a
make it
girl
to
that
the Golden
was
Order.
very
I don't
ill
know the
when she was
percentage.
born.
I
They knew
do know
that,
like
but she lived
Eagle Scout
many
is
years.
more well known.
And
like,
after
as
she
they go
died,
over,
they
no
went
one
and
knows.
got Joey there. They took him
yeah,
and
well, yeah.
I was gonna say
they
it's not
adopted him.
equivalent.
And I just had to tell you that Joey had a lot of problems, but they incorporated him in everything in life,
That's
right?
awesome.
When he.
Yes, yes, we don't wanna break something.
And when he got communion the first time by himself, he went up and he got it, his hands were like this, and his head came down and he was going. He was so happy. He's an adult man now, but they incorporated him in life. And people need to know everybody has a life.
Of course.
Well, you know what, that's what a community is. That's what we're.
No, it's,
I'll give it to you. You just-
So,
This
yeah,
is so nice.
well, thank you again for coming. And if you want to stay for some zoning talk, be, you know, you're welcome.
We want better roads.
Maybe I'll just come with you. then.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
God
you.
bless, thank you.
Have a safe trip.
Bye-bye.
I said thank you again.
Thanks for your work. God bless.
Yeah, it's our pleasure. It's really great to honor residents.
Thank you.
that Give to the community.
Okay.
Okay, public comment?
Yeah, well, first I have to say something. Earlier, we had an exec session that had to do with police personnel. So just making that announcement. Okay, public comment. Sorry, I'm just unbuttoning. Any public comment? Just come up.
Good evening, Mike Bateman, 4868 Tall Oak Court. I only have a couple of quick things today. Again, since we don't have a forum for folks that can't make it here to ask questions, I've gotten a couple here for some folks. Linda is asking a question about the land on Forest Grove in 263.
All right, hold on a second before you go. And if you keep doing, can you please bring the full name and address so they go in the
You
minutes?
can put them under
for
my name,
Lori?
that's fine.
Huh?
You can put them under my name. That's
No, it's her question. So after this, when you do this, bring the information that we ask everyone, because that's what goes in the minutes.
Sure, okay,
Okay.
then I'll ask
Yeah,
the question.
thanks, and I'm sorry to interrupt, but
The land on Forest Grove in 263, it's to be a sod farm, she believes. She's asking, what environmental implications will we see from that? It is zoned to be that, and she understands that, but there's a stream that's running through there, so what's going to be done to protect that water supply, and will the trees be cut?
What, are you talking about 313?
Kaplan.
Swamp Road and what
And
road are you
Forest
talking
Forest
about?
Grove.
no. Forest Grove Road doesn't go to 263.
It does, but it's in the village, up by Rita's. You're talking about the other intersection?
I don't.
I'm just repeating the question, so.
Okay, well, Forest Grove does not go to 263.
Okay, so
And
there's
there is
not gonna
no
be sod farm coming
there's no
in.
sod farm at 263 and 413, and
Okay.
it's Forest Grove,
And
Forest Grove and 313.
So-
Are there any sod farms that are coming that we know of?
And she may be confused with 313.
That's very possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So they were here, work session?
2 meetings ago,
2
3
meetings
meetings
ago?
ago.
months
Yeah.
ago?
And he was looking at the options on the property. He had asked to convert some of the woodland areas to, from the forest to sod, and we explained that he needed to go through the forestry to get the removals of the trees. So we laid out in front of him what he needed to do. We have not heard, I don't believe, since he was here.
From them, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know if there's any going to be any implications to the water supply for that stream there?
As if he's following the zoning ordinance to remove the trees, he's going to need to do the forestry activities, which will require erosion sedimentation controls, which is why we, send him down that trail.
Okay.
But if he's just going there and mowing the fields and turning it into sod, he would just be required to, do the, whatever the sod farming processes are.
It's part of Buckingham, we're a farming community, so that's all part of that.
For sure.
And that, anything with stream discharge from agricultural activities would be covered by the Conservation District and not really the township.
Cool. And then I got this from several neighbors, including myself, but I don't even think it really falls under the purview of the supervisors, but figured I'd ask. The cell service in the area has taken a massive dive in the past 6-ish weeks, 8 weeks.
And Scott, your neighbor Scott,
Yeah.
and I talked about it at the plant sale.
Oh, okay.
And the funny thing is that the previous week, I'm the president of Bucks County Association of Township Officials, and at the end of the meeting, one of the exec board members said, I have 2 grown kids that live in Buckingham, and they can't get cell service. What it's boiling, and I've talked to Scott about this, Verizon.
It's just Verizon.
I have AT&T,
And it's fine.
and years ago, they took advantage of the township's availability to put antennas on the towers, and since then, I haven't dropped a call in Buckingham or the crazy place where
That whole
everybody,
lot.
yeah.
Down 313 is really bad.
The availability for cell tower, for antennas for Verizon is there, made by the township.
Cool.
It's up to Verizon,
put that
and
in.
we don't have
Yeah.
jurisdiction on telling them what to do.
For sure, I didn't think so.
Yeah, and actually, I'm glad you brought that up, because I have a little note in my phone to call Scott back, and I will do that tomorrow.
Okay, great. Thank
But
you. That's all I
yeah, and just the bigger point Maggie was trying to make is, on our side, like AT&T got one just 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, we
Yeah, Buck
put them in Buck Forest, we put them on top of Buckingham Mountain.
So we
yes, I
are
do.
for them. I mean,
we are.
obviously, safe, exactly.
It's a public,
Like I'm
it's
used
a public
to it.
safety issue.
20 years ago, 15 years ago, because I went to meetings for 18 years before I was up here, and I can tell you that everybody was against them.
No one
The
wanted
public
a
was
cell
against
tower.
them, no one wanted a cell tower. Then it converted to 5G, well, we don't want 5G, now people want 5G. It's one of those things.
But it's a public safety issue.
Correct, it's a public safety issue, right, for police and township officials, so,
Thank you. That's all I have.
Okay?
Yep.
thanks. Any other public comment? So I want to make sure I see everybody. No one else? Okay. Maggie, do you have any comment?
I do not.
Okay, John, board comments?
No, thank you.
Okay, and I don't either. Okay, board's announcements. The Buckingham Township Administration offices will be closed Monday, May 29th, in observation of Memorial Day. Buckingham Township's Free Family Fun Concert Series begins June 22nd in Hansel Park from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. with music and ice cream. And the ice cream is the first one, the first concert.
Ice cream social.
Ice cream social, we always
Yeah.
kick off the concerts with ice cream. And so that will be the first concert. After that, there'll be no ice cream, but you can bring your own ice cream, that's fine.
And the concerts go through August,
Correct, the concerts go through
17th,
August.
I think, of August.
And they're wonderful, actually.
Really fun.
The June, and by the way, that list is on the township website amongst other things. The June 28th, 2023 Board of Supervisors work session and regular business meeting have been rescheduled to June 21st, 2023, which is also marked on our official calendar. Okay, 3A. Make a motion we approve payment request number 16 to GS Developers for work completed on the Cold Springs wastewater system upgrades, general contract, BT.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was looking at the calendar, unless it's changed since yesterday, both meetings are listed on the website for the 28th and 21st.
Because we have to approve, I should have said, we have to approve first, then they'll change it. Thank you.
Sorry.
It's okay. I'm just going to repeat that. Consideration, make a motion, we approve payment request number 16 to GS Developers for work completed on the Cold Springs wastewater system upgrades, general contract BT-21-04 in the amount of $111,000.
I'll second.
Okay, any comments? Okay, I always say during the first one, this is customers of wastewater and/or water, whichever one we're doing. This is not taxpayer money.
Not general fund.
Not general fund, sorry. I should say it's not general fund, it's customer money. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. 3B, I make a motion we approve request number 8 to GS Developers for work completed on the Cold Spring wastewater system upgrades, electrical contract BT-21-05 in the amount of $106,200. Do I have a second?
You got it.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 3C, make a motion we approve payroll for the weeks ending April 23rd, 2023, and May 7th, 2023, and May 21st, 2023, and the bill list for the meeting of May 24th, 2023, in the amount of $1,283,273.52. Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Number 4, make a motion we approve draft supervisor minutes for April 18th, 2023 work session and April 18th. Both are April 18th. For the regular business meeting and the work session. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
No.
Any discussion?
You always
No
need a
discussion
couple
on that.
seconds.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Make a motion we approve various departmental minutes and advisory board minutes, which include,
You have it.
I have Code Enforcement Monthly Statistical Report for April 2023, Safety Committee of March 2023, Planning Commission of February 1st, 2023, and March 1st, 2023, and Environmental Advisory Committee, we have a member here right now, of January 18th, 2023, February 15th, 2023, and March 15th, 2023. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, number 6. Give me 1 second, let me just see something. Okay. Make a motion we approve the extension of time within which to complete the improvements as set forth in the land development contract to June 11th, 2024 for the Bucks County Doylestown Airport Phase 2 Land Development Township File LD 2003-02. Do I have a second?
John has to give it, I'm not giving it.
I'll give you a second, but this is Over 20 years old.
Yeah,
and
so.
Shouldn't we get an anniversary cake
Still
tonight?
stormwater?
No, well, yes and no.
Wait,
This
because I got a
is,
second, you seconded, right?
John seconded.
so
Not me.
the phase two improvements, were the additional tie-down spaces, basically from, the airport FBO toward 313. So it's the stuff, the phase one is basically from Stony to the FBO, and then the FBO to, 313 is the other section. When they came in for the land development back in 2003, they specifically noted that the funding for the improvements for those tie downs and all the other requirements the township had, stormwater, landscaping buffers, was all going to be a long-term proposition, and that they were going to do a little bit here, build some of the tie downs when they had the funding, and they've done that. Probably every 2 or 3 years, they'll get some funding and they'll do some work. So they are still in that multi-year process. They have done some work as recently as, I think, maybe 2 years ago. So they are actively, touching the project, which is a little different than phase one. Phase two has always been sort of understood that it was going to take a little bit.
And so, Dan, when the three of us, back in the day, stopped airport expansion, this is different than the expansion.
This is expansion of the paved high downs, basically behind the biotech center. So
Right.
they used to be grass.
Along the taxiway.
Along the taxiway. And they had to do some other safety improvements, but the majority of it was to change some of the grass tie downs to paved tie
Correct.
downs.
And this has nothing to do with the,
Nothing to do with
Runway.
any kind of runway extensions.
which was stopped,
Right.
Which all that property looks like it's being sold.
Out on.
On the other side of
On
Stony.
Stony Lane, yeah.
Which
So,
is the Boys-
so the boys, they have been in,
Former Boys.
for, preliminary approval of that minor lot line change
Yeah.
subdivision to, take a piece off of the Boyce Farm, what was formerly the Boyce Farm, and preserve it as a protection zone so that they don't have trees or houses are going up. So,
Nothing
They-
with elevation.
right, so.
this is safety, strictly
Those,
safety.
that was safety. On the other side of Stony, there was no extension of the runway or any closing of Stony Lane. It was literally just to keep that zone free of any obstructions.
Well, they were gonna do that.
Well, they were at one point, yeah. Many years ago, that was part of the discussion, but that hasn't been the case,
That was
so.
brutal, but it was stopped, we stopped it.
You did, yes.
Because over the past few weeks, there were a lot of rumors about the airport being expanded again.
Correct, no, the airport has plans to do stuff inside of their property boundaries.
Right.
The work that the stuff that they were doing on the Boys Track was part of your subdivision approval, was required them to provide septic systems on both lots, because whenever you create a new lot, you have to verify that it has septic availability. They were doing the test for the new septic systems
they're
on the
doing
two
perk
lots.
tests.
They were doing perk tests,
Okay.
so.
And I think the things that, so we're doing the safety things, but I think that there's other things that are being done where, like, it's still props, there's no jets gonna be allowed.
The restriction
And I
on the
think stuff
property,
we're doing, they're not gonna be able to expand in the future. even if
Correct,
There's a different board makeup, I think that's the point.
They're selling the property.
They're
right,
selling
so the Boys
property.
Boys thing is that the airport and PennDOT have determined, I think it's probably more PennDOT and the FAA, have determined that the airport has no use of the Boys property, so they
Because
have.
they know we're not gonna buckle.
Well, no, they don't have any purpose for it, so
Correct.
their regulations require them to sell it, so that's what they're trying to do, but they're also trying to keep the area that they were interested in free of any obstruction, so that's what the whole Boys.
As a safety precaution.
As a safety precaution. Now, the airport, and you had mentioned about, the plane types, the airport is limited based on a maximum plane weight of 12,500 pounds. So it could be a jet, it could be a propeller, if it's under that weight. So it has nothing to do with the type of
But they don't do that.
propulsion.
Yeah.
Because again, jets are a lot bigger airplanes and they don't normally fire in a smaller package, but I believe there may be 1 or 2 models, and I know we talked about this years ago. So it is all to do with the weight of the aircraft that can land on that runway.
But I think
So-
everybody agrees that they were there first before any of the homes, and they should be relegated to what was there when the homes were built, because people buy their homes based on what's around them.
Certainly.
So, they shouldn't be forced to close, but they also shouldn't expand when everybody already bought their houses and stuff, so.
Right. And anything that the airport has done, at least since, I guess you guys have been on the board, have been internal safety or use, like hangars and tie-down spaces. So
Right.
there has been no expansion proposed. And anything that they've done, did some grading last year to, grade off an area at the end of the runway in case someone does run off. So there has been stuff to improve the safety, but nothing has been proposed or even talked about, at least on, staff level, about going across Stony Lane. Everything has been really just about trying to get rid of some of the properties that they own on the other side of Stony Lane,
Good.
because
Yeah, that was
there are
20
no.
years ago.
I know,
Exactly.
you gotta keep it in check.
And they have to sell that because they know it's never going to get expanded.
Correct.
So,
Well,
okay.
as long as we're here.
Okay.
Okay, that's great. Okay, any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Number 7, make a motion, we approve the grant of sidewalk easement and maintenance agreement between Buckingham Township and Provco Pineville Doylestown LP tax map parcel 06-02-011. Got a second?
Second. And
Any
this is
discussion?
Wawa.
Yeah, Wawa, right?
Would you like just the quick?
Sure.
I'll try to keep this one quick. So when Wawa was building their improvements, the Wawa ADA reps decided that they wanted a hand railing up the old Easton Road Wawa entrance driveway, because it's right at 8%. So the railing goes into the township's right of way. And unlike a sidewalk, anytime you put any kind of obstruction in the township right of way, we want to make sure that we know who's responsible for it and any maintenance. So this easement covers the section of the railing that is actually located in the township right of way. That's
Okay.
all this is.
Okay, perfect.
It's probably belts and suspenders.
Which was very nice opening, by the way.
Yes.
I missed it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, number 9. Sorry. Number 9, make a motion, we approve resolution number 2596, a resolution of the Board of Supervisors of Buckingham Township, Bucks County, Pennsylvania, requesting an amendment to the, this is my favorite, to the Sterling Act to require that up to 1%.
Yeah.
We passed, do 8.
You skipped.
Oh, did I skip 8?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
Okay,
you got so excited about this.
I did get excited about the Sterling Act.
No, I'm excited
Which
about
we'll
this.
discuss.
I'm going to totally kill it when
I'm discussing the second. Okay, shoot, okay, I gotta keep my powder dry. Okay.
I'll try to
number-
jazz up it when you get to this.
Number 8. Okay, make a motion.
No,
Do number 8.
Number 8.
No.
Oh, I'm doing number 8. Yeah.
Yeah, do number 8.
Make a motion, we approve the, oh, that's why I saw 2 grants, that's what
Yeah.
confused me. Consideration approving amendment of grant of easement to Buckingham Township by and between Kim Daria, Corzini, right? And Michael Kitchko, and Suzanne Kitchko, and Maureen Gupta, and, sorry, I just threw me for a loop, Vinodita Gupta of Buckingham Township, covering tax map parcels 06-023-047 and 6-023-047-003 and 6-023-047-004. And I apologize, but I have Caldereo and people mess up my name all the time, so, okay, do I have a second?
That's why I married Mr. Rash.
Yeah, sure.
And you got a second.
Okay, good. Any discussion?
So this is, if you recall, Mr. Jones and Ms. Corsini were in asking for permission, yes, not permission,
Forgiveness?
but forgiveness when they built the septic system on Mr. Kitchko's property in the preserved farm area. We've made changes. We've kind of horse traded a little bit of other farm area that wasn't preserved to account for the encroachment into the easement. The original conservation easement was between all 3 lots. That's why this easement is written for all 3 in the township. So this is just closing out the septic system issue that we talked about probably for the last year or so.
Okay, great.
Perfect. Okay, any other discussions? All in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Aye. Sorry. Okay, now number 9. So I'll read the resolution, see if I get a second, then we'll explain it. Number 9, consideration of approving resolution number 2598, a resolution of the Board of Supervisors of Buckingham Township, Bucks County, Pennsylvania, requesting an amendment to the Sterling Act to require that up to 1% of earned income by non-residents to the City of Philadelphia and collected under the requirements of the Philadelphia wage tax be remitted to the municipality in which the taxpayer resides. And I'm going to let Maggie discuss it because she's president of Bicado, but I do want to say one thing. This is something we've, at least the three of us, and I know most of our colleagues in Bucks County, have been working on for years because it's unfair to the highest degree. Explain, please.
Earned income tax, we all pay it. We have 1% of earned income tax taken out, or residents of Buckingham, I'm gonna say just Buckingham. Half a percent goes to the school district, half a percent comes to the municipality, and actually it goes to funding our general fund, Buckingham. In 1932, Philadelphia passed, and the legislature passed the Sterling Act, which meant that all, I'm gonna stick with Buckingham. Buckingham residents who work in Philadelphia, their EIT went totally to Philadelphia. Now, Bicado, Bucks County Association of Township Officials, we've been working on this for years. It feels like a lifetime. I mean, before I got involved in it. And of course, it's a real political hot potato because Philadelphia's got a lot of power in the legislature. However, that's sort of changed a little bit. Senator Frank Ferry from Bucks County, who's a wonderful, productive state rep for years and years with a real focus on EMS and firefighting. But Senator Ferry brought forth House Bill, or Senate Bill 671, amending the Sterling Act so that 1% EIT goes back to the municipality in which the
Resident.
the Philadelphia employees living outside of Philadelphia, that their municipality benefits from the EIT. Passed in the House, in the state Senate, and it is now, there are two bills, House bills, one from exact wording, a Republican bill and a Democrat bill in the House. So, I mean, it's a win-win-win-win.
It's totally bipartisan.
And it's
sure.
totally bipartisan. So I am exceptionally proud of Bicado because we have been working on this for so long.
Forever.
Yep.
This resolution, and I honestly printed up the list and I went out to get it before I came and I don't have it, but almost every municipality in Bucks County has passed this resolution.
And we miss out on Buckingham misses out on a lot of money.
The whole county misses out on almost $9 million.
$9 million, the whole county. Buckingham, what would come to us would be approximately
Smaller.
$200,000.
And the reason why Buckingham is a little bit different, I'm not saying we're all equal in this, all the municipalities, we're a little bit different in this respect. We're almost a victim of our own success, because in Buckingham, our general fund, we're one of the only townships, the general fund doesn't come out of your property tax, because your property tax for Buckingham consists of EMS, fire, and open space bond. Our general fund, which almost every other municipality comes out of property, we do all of ours out of our 0.5%. So when you live here and you're getting police services and road service and all these other services, it's not your fault, but you're not paying for that, okay?
No, you're paying for it, it comes out of your EIT.
You're paying for it, but I'm saying is it's staying in Philadelphia to theirs. So, right? And it's totally not your fault, but everybody, I think we understand, we all live to pay our fair share, but their fair share, which is not their fault, is going to Philly. So and Philly will still get, how much do they collect, like 4% or 3.5%? They still get something, it's just that 1% comes back to where it comes. So thank you for working on this, because this is something that has been driving us crazy for years.
Yeah, it'll be really great, and it really behooves all of us to contact our state representatives
Yep.
and push for this, because, I mean, it's, no one believed that this would pass. And Senator Ferry really did a great job and had a lot of people sign on to his bill.
Yeah, it's important, okay.
Both sides,
And the-
Democrat and Republican, voted, our senator was the only Democrat that voted in favor of this. So
And can you tell us what we're doing here tonight? What are we voting on tonight, just to be clear?
We're
Now that you know
passing-
what we're talking about, what are we
We're
doing?
passing a resolution to
Support it.
support it, yeah.
Okay, so any other discussion or questions? Okay, perfect. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Yeah,
Nice.
sorry to be so long-winded.
No, it's
been
important.
a long slog.
It is huge, it's big. Okay, we're gonna do some escrow releases. Make a motion, we approve a request for release number 1 for the stormwater facility development contract of Stony Mead, Lot 6, Falsetti, tax map partial 06-069-005 in the amount of $18,859.17, recommended for release, less $9,719.96 owed to Buckingham Township for outstanding invoices, including escrow replenishment. Total release will be $9,139.21. And by the way, I just want to say, that is agreed upon by all parties, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, any discussion? Oh wait, did I get a second? Sorry.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Number 11, additional business and manager items. Make a motion, we appoint Jim Webb to the Technical Code Review Board of Appeals, filling a vacancy with a term expiration date of January 1st, 2025. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Make a motion, we appoint Scott Fleischer to the Technical Code Review Board of Appeals, filling a vacancy with an expiration date of January 1st, 2024. Do I have a second?
Yeah.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Make a motion, we approve advertising of liquid sludge removal bid. And this is, wait, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Dana, this is.
So much fun.
Is this the basins? I know. Is this the basins?
No, this is sludge. This is
Yeah, that's sludge too. Technically, that's sludge too.
This is the bank.
sludge.
Okay.
This is
Yes.
at the
600
wastewater treatment plant. in
After
Ashland.
treatment plant.
650,000 gallons.
Yes.
Anybody would like an on-site review of that?
We have samples in the back if you want.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we're approving the advertising for the liquid sludge. Okay, any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Dana, any other?
I do. I have one other, and then I have a couple work session items. But this
Okay.
one, I wanted to see if you felt good about it and,
Okay.
and wanted to move forward. We would have to vote to put it on the agenda and then a vote to approve it. But one thing we have been talking about, and we put in the budget last year, was the Hughes house on the corner and the problem with the plaster, particularly, and having to re-plaster the entire building again. And I don't know if it's just where it's at, being the traffic and the exhaust, being like right on there,
a lot,
anything.
yeah.
It really,
Vibration.
yeah,
Trucks.
everything. It's really something that we've had to do multiple times, fix it. So I know when we were talking about budget last year, we talked about a complete overhaul of the outside. And we were thinking that we were going to have to sandblast, replaster, repaint, everything like that. And one thing, when Eric started getting some bids, and looked at, and the bids, are in your packet for discussion, but when we started to look at it, he said that, there is stone under it. Of course, I don't know which side of the building it is, but there's a beautiful stone, and they found a picture back from when we originally restored the Hughes house 20
Yeah, it was a while.
years ago.
It was a long time ago,
It's gotta be 20
at least.
years ago.
Mm.
We weren't here all that long,
I
but
like that stone.
yeah, and it has like beautiful original stone under part of the stucco pieces. So instead of, repeatedly repairing that, our thought is, let's get rid of that stucco. In the south side, backside, we would have to put some wood siding. There are some areas that aren't stoned, but in the area that is stone, I think it would be absolutely gorgeous to bring it up and bring it back to originally what it was. And what we're finding is, in the end, it's actually cheaper to do that.
And I think, honestly, it's an incredibly historic building.
Yes.
You might as well fit into the motif of Buckingham, so, I mean, yeah.
And it's amazing. I mean, with the other buildings we've restored in the Lindquist Farm from the 1820s, from that, when you look at the stone, like, that stone is
Yeah.
just amazing how it keeps up with it.
Right.
So we would like to do that. So I know that Eric has been looking at a lot of different masons, and we have a bunch of quotes that we provided. But there's also some sill work. I mean, there's a lot of work. And this won't be the only thing that I'll be bringing to you, but this will be the bulk of
Big part.
what we have to do with that. So when I steal it back from John in a moment, I do have the gentleman that we want to go with, who was the most comprehensive. He's a local mason, and he gave us the best quote, which we even beat him up to go a little lower for us, and can kind of do soup to nuts. So what he would do, the soup to nuts, at least to get the building in order, would be wet sandblasting off the plaster, repointing all the original stonework that he finds underneath, redoing the window trim and sills because they're all wood and rotted out, and new siding on the south end of the building. I think we don't have some quote. I'm sure we're going to have to come back for some doors and things like that too.
Yeah,
so I know this is not done yet.
That quote is, I can't imagine that he can do the work for that.
It's a lot.
The quote
It's a
is
lot better than.
I live in
It's
an old
really nice.
stone farmhouse for the last 40 years, and I even question the upkeep of just having it pointed and the moisture that gets inside. I don't know, but certainly the person who gave you the quote knows.
What he's doing.
I only know it from every day.
right.
And what
So
happens?
I don't know. And by the way, the plaster over stone, that's period. It's not like that, it's, something that they violated.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no,
I'm just
that was
saying
if
it,
you
yeah.
were really fancy.
Yeah.
A lot of times you would put the plaster over the
Yeah.
stone. That meant great things. I
I
think
met
that
with
just,
our-
Against this,
Building up.
I feel I'm a little skeptical because, wow, I mean, that's a lot of work.
We could push it off to the next meeting.
No, it's about putting it on the agenda. Right?
If
Isn't
he
that what you
finds,
said?
yeah, sure, she'd like to do, she said it's up to
Yeah.
us. What if he finds more stone, is he gonna expose it,
The whole thing is stone. Is
well,
what
although,
you're saying.
the one side is wood siding, because
'Cause it's an
remember, you
addition.
have the addition on
Right.
there too. So
Right.
there is that whole area of the addition that isn't
Yeah.
original and isn't stone.
right,
But I think the whole original house,
The
main
main
house,
structure is stone.
is going to be stone.
I think it should be, I think it's nice.
Mhm.
Okay,
I think it would look
Amazing.
so,
And the total quote, just to tell the audience, is $129,254, for those 4 items. As I said, it's not everything. We have 200,000 in the budget for the building for all of the things, but it's a heck of a lot of work encompassed in that, and to really give it to a real stonemason is the way to go.
The windows will be fixed, it's gonna look great, so it will match our building out here a little bit with the stone. It's gonna look great, and then hopefully when someone moves into the bank, they'll fix that up and.
That'd be great. That's
Okay.
not our building.
So, I know it's not our, it's not our building, I'm
Not
just
doing
saying.
that one.
So what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna make a motion that we put on the agenda.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a motion, we put on the agenda, the possible approving of, do you need to prove the amount? Dana?
I think you can.
To
A
approve,
proposal received
Yeah.
by
go ahead.
David B. Nagel Masonry. And it, for the work on the Hughes house, including wet sandblasting, pointing of all original stonework, window trim and sills, and new siding on the south end of the building, and a proposal amount of $129,254.
And that's my motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor of putting this on the agenda tonight?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Now I'm gonna make a motion.
To consider approving
Yes.
everything I just said. No.
You got that? Okay.
David Nagel's proposal
Of 136.
in the amount of $129,254.
You got it.
Perfect. Do I have a second?
Yeah, second.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anything else, Dana?
Great.
Other than-
No, I
For the
just,
regular business meeting?
nothing for the business meeting.
Okay.
Quick questions for work session.
So I make a motion, we close the May 24th, 2023 regular business meeting.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you for coming. Aye.
Here we go.
Yep.
Pass these down.